The Business Report brought to you with the compliments of CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
Heading business tonight, Barbados is continuing to make good progress in implementing its ambitious and comprehensive Barbados Economic Recovery and Transformation Program. That's according to the International Monetary Fund, which has given the island a positive assessment at the conclusion of the international agency's most recent visit. At the request of the government of Barbados, an IMF team led by the IMF's Deputy Mission Chief of the Caribbean Division, Bert Van Selm, visited Bridgetown from September 3rd to 6th to discuss the progress of the BERT plan. In his report, Van Selm said all targets for the end of June under the IMF's extended fund facility have been met. He said the target for the government's primary surplus was met with a wide margin, with the government running a primary surplus of 2.5% of GDP in the first quarter of the financial year 2019 to 2020. While the local banking sector is sometimes blasted for its approach to savings rates, the head of the Barbados Bankers Association has put forward a sobering reminder about exactly how the financial system works. President Donna Wellington has made the point that credit unions and other entities operating in the island's financial system all put their money into the banking system at one point or another.
People may think, well, we just need to take the money out of the banks. The facts are that you're just shifting it for them to shift it back to us. There's no taking it out of the commercial banking sector. There's no place else for it to go. And so therefore, we are the holders of the almost $9 billion and growing, because as we continue to get funding from external sources, as the economy continues to rise, the money supply will also do so, and there'll be more and more money in the system. But that money is not leaving the system. It's certainly not leaving the commercial banks. It is just shifting around, and other people are investing it, but it doesn't leave. And I think that's important, because I think a lot of the times it's been said in Barbados, more than once I've heard it, that we just need to get the money out of the commercial banks. It doesn't go anywhere. It just shifts from one party to another.
Time now to take a look at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across our region.
First up, Jamaica, where Wigton Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares was the volume leader with 14,034,801 units and 91 cents each. And they were followed by JMMB Group Limited and Sagicor Select Funds Limited Financial. In Trinidad and Tobago, Grace Kennedy Limited was the volume leader with 249,110 shares changing hands for a value of $822,063.10. And they were followed by NCB Financial Group Limited and Sagicor Financial Corporation Limited. And in Barbados, First Caribbean International Bank was the sole security, trading 300 shares at $2.86 each.
When you've thought for a while about owning a new vehicle, there comes a time to take the next step. That's the time to apply for a car loan from CIBC First Caribbean. With low down payments and repayment plans to suit your budget, our car loans adjust to your needs, just like your car does. You want banking that fits your life.
CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
The U.S. economy has been slow but steady because of the ongoing trade war. Now, nearly 130,000 jobs were added last month, which was far fewer than expected.
It's a growing company, one of the fastest in its state, one of the fastest in the country. But with most of the production centred in China, everything at Zero Shoes has taken a hit because of Donald Trump's trade war. That's put a hold on investment and on hiring.
We're confident that we can stay in business. We'll do okay, but it's definitely going to affect how we do business, how profitable we are, how fast we can grow, how much we can provide the product that our customers want at the price that they would like it.
Donald Trump imposed another round of tariffs on $300 billion worth of Chinese goods at the start of this month. That adds to the tariffs that were brought in last year. The president believes a deal with China is close, but he said that before.
They had the worst year in over 50. They had a year that was a disaster for them. Millions of jobs have been lost. Their supply chain has been destroyed or soon to be destroyed. I don't think they can continue onward like that.
One California surfboard maker supports the president. He's been losing out to cheaper Chinese boards.
I'm a proponent for as high as possible because then it becomes competitive for me.
The new jobs figure doesn't fully measure the impact of the trade war, but it comes as an official report reveals the US created 500,000 fewer jobs in the past 18 months than previously reported.
Minding your business with the kind compliments of the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union Limited, who remind you that you are better with us.
On this edition of Minding Your Business, we get a little bit nostalgic today. We go back to the grease trap man, the man who did the very first Minding Your Business program. We find out what he's been doing in the last few years. 3 months ago, the very first edition of this program featured a man who was seeking to make his mark in a very important business. His company was called Septic Solutions and the Grease Trap Man. At the time, the owner of that company, Romano Blemon, had also made some sacrifices to acquire a truck to help improve his business. In the time since that first episode aired, Romano has been able to add an additional 3 trucks to his fleet as a word about the high quality of his work continued to spread.
Our success rate now is about 97, and that's not bragging. We call every single client back. You can never satisfy everyone, so that's probably not 100%, but I would say that we have grown due to the service that we offer, superior, and we continue to add things to make our company number one, because that's what we set out to do from day one.
Romano adds that education is also a key part of his business because it is important for both business owners and householders to understand why it is so critically important to routinely clean their grease traps and septic systems.
We've seen the disaster grease causes on the South Coast, and I know our Google's there. You can search it with the issues. I think England is now doing a 4 something billion sewage project because of grease. The sewers in the big cities turn like concrete, so it gets to a point when it's just difficult to even move the grease. So grease is nothing to play with. On a smaller scale, like in Barbados, let's say with a regular restaurant or a commercial property, you have grease basically blocking up lines, causing a lot of blockages. So it slows down the production inside of the kitchen.
As a result, he says a minimum of between every 4 to 6 months is recommended for commercial properties. He says average householders can probably get away with a few more months, but they still need to be aware.
The person may say, I don't clean my grease trap, that's not big, I don't get any trouble. First of all, if you're not getting any trouble, your grease trap is probably designed wrong. So you are getting trouble, but slowly. It's just that your grease is getting away into the well and is not causing a backup in your sink. But that's not a good thing. When it's backing up in your sink, that's a good thing because the trap is functioning how it should. It gets up to a level, you clean it, and you're good. When you don't have any trouble in 2 years pass and I live in good, eventually that well will fail.
And when we caught up with the grease trap man this time around, he and his team were actually working on clearing a grease trap for a commercial client. So after draining the trap itself, Romano and his team then had to clear the lines leading to the trap using a special powerful water jet device. It eliminates most major blockages in sewer lines. Romano says their core business has expanded beyond cleaning, building, and repairing grease traps and wells, and that they also do line inspections with cameras, among other things.
Septic Solution, the Grease Trap Man, it was as always that we were one company. So Septic deals with all the sewage, septic tanks, wells, manholes. We now build manholes, we supply manholes. We do a bit of septic tanks as well. We'll probably grow in that as we go on. But what we've done is develop an app for us, for the guys on the street, and for us. And then what's going to happen is that the clients will be able to log in to see their history and their grease traps and other issues. Because while we might say something to a client and they remember, it's like, well, you didn't tell me about this, we did 3 years ago, before your house started to develop cracks. So we want to do is document all that stuff so we can have a track record, and this way it helps us to really keep our customer service and our customer satisfaction to the peak.
Oh, and before I go, remember those popular grease trap man signs that used to be seen along the roadways? Well, Romano says they don't do that anymore, but he also shared a secret about those signs that seem to be everywhere.
Let me tell you this, right? We had 2 signs. We did develop another 2 smaller ones, but the 2 big signs that people used to see all around Barbados, it was moi going out on the morning, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. The grease trap man used to be driving around Barbados moving those 2 signs. I know you never knew that.
Now, if you'd like to get in contact with Septic Solutions and the Grease Trap Man, just give them a call at 271-5443 or check out their Facebook or Instagram pages. And that's it for this week's edition of Minding Your Business. Thanks again to the Grease Trap Man, Romano Blemman, for arranging this reunion. This has been Minding Your Business. Do have a good night.
Minding Your Business, with the kind compliments of the Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union Limited, who remind you that you are better with us.